All right, folks, man, crossing the finish line, keeping it in the center lane. Center Lane Sales and Persuasion made it to week 6 of the 6-week journey. Congratulations, and thank you again. So we're going to kick it off, driving to the close. Always be closing. I'm going to be covering the always be closing because we're closing now, right? This is the close. We're going to the close. And when you're prospecting, again, identify potential customers through research, referrals, networking, etc. But always be collecting. Always be, everybody's a potential lead. You know, new prospects, new opportunities. Everybody you meet in the line at Walmart, you know, anywhere. You can always be like, hey, you know, could you use a widget or two? You know, closing during initial contact. I love that picture. Oh man, it looks like he just got nailed. So, I used to play hockey. I love that. So go Colorado Avalanche. Haven't been into hockey in forever, but when I was a kid, I was really into it. So, initial contact, be memorable. Always be courting, you know, court attention. Approach every interaction as an opportunity to build rapport. You know, play the courtier. You know, there's, if you haven't signed up for my 49 Laws of Sales, do so. You know, definitely check that out. But also, you know, the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene are incredible, and it will teach you how to be the perfect courtier. It's a good book on sales. It really is. It's not one of my recommended books on sales. That's more of an advanced course book that I would refer. But, you know, because this is basic stuff. And it's a lot of mindset stuff along with these lessons, if you haven't noticed, because mindset is very important, and it's important to work on that, because without that mindset, without that emotion, right, there's no information, doesn't mean anything, doesn't land for you. So closing during presentation and demonstration, you go up to somebody and you're doing your presentation, you know, you already met them and you're actually presenting. So you're closing, you know, ABC, always be convincing, but you know, you're closing them on buying your product. You know, through the presentation, emphasize the benefits and advantages of your offering, reinforcing why it's the right solution for the prospect. You're steering the sales cycle. You have to be in control. There is something I didn't touch on in the Your Brain on Sales, but it's called hypnotic modality, and I'm not going to go into it here. That's another advanced thing, but just know that for your sales cycle to work, you have to hit a certain hypnotic modality, and you do that by being in control and steering the sales prospect, steering the sales cycle, you know, with what you say and how you say it. So practice effective delivery techniques to maintain audience interest. You know what I mean? You see people's eyes glazing over, change your pitch. You know what I mean? Or just say something like, you got to hit them with a non sequitur, like, you know, I'm not real interested in that stuff either. Like, or, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm sorry, am I boring you? Like, I'm usually a lot more, you know, exciting than this. You know, or just say like, am I explaining that right? A lot of people, they'll tune out because they'll hear you say something that sounds like you're a smartass, or they don't understand you, or something like that. And as soon as you're smarter than them and you're talking over their head, you know what I mean? You're already an expert. You know what I mean? You go in, assume that they know that you're an expert, and you're such an expert that you're able to break down such a complex idea so simple. And always when you hit them with something complex and scientific and is going to go over their head, always use another metaphor that is so simple a 7-year-old could understand it, you know, to explain it to them, and just say like, does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, good. You know what I mean? And that's how you close during your presentation, right? And by having listened to them during your overcoming objection, oh my bad, during your qualifying, always be conquering objections, right? When you're qualifying, you're listening for any kind of their doubts, right? And you're guiding them towards a positive decision by saying, you know, whatever their concerns were during qualifying. You're uncovering those by asking about their past experiences with something similar to what you have, or if they have no experiences, you're planting those experiences in their mind by telling them about reviews, customer reviews. Like, look, so Susie, was thinking the same thing, and she trusted us, and Susie's living the high life now, loves it. So it's always towards a positive decision, and this is a war of attrition, and that is why the greatest sales secret is the follow-up, because you're basically doing this, right? I hear you. Do you like it? Right? Well, the true beauty of it is that this is the value. The true value of it comes in that blah blah blah, and then they close you on not being able to buy right now. Well, the follow-up is you saying, hey, how you doing? Are you interested still? Well, I'm not really interested. Oh yeah, I hear you, but you did like it when you saw it, right? Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, and that because the true beauty of it is, the true value of it is, it's a great product, and you just start pitching them all over again, and the war is a war of attrition, because there's just so long that they can handle you wearing them down and wearing them down and wearing them down until they buy. And that's only to be done with somebody that actually qualifies for your product. That's why qualifying is so important, because you do not want to pitch somebody that can't afford your product, or has absolutely no money, or just can't benefit from it. Or I mean, if you don't sell the best, you better sell the best. But if you don't sell the best, and somebody has the best, is better than what you're offering, you got no business being there. You can't sell them something worse than what they have. Somebody pulls up in a Rolls Royce and you're at a Honda dealership. What are you gonna sell it to them for? What are you gonna sell? I mean, you maybe make a joke like, if they've got a lot of money like that, then hey, buy one of these Hondas and just blow it up and put the video on YouTube. Wouldn't that be fun? You know what I mean? There's that puts a need in them, right? But either way, closing is a war of attrition. You steer them back onto the road. We're talking about the center lane. This is all driving metaphors, because we're driving the sales cycle and we're in the center lane. You know what I mean? When you call them back up or you see them again, you are going to re-engage their emotion from last time, and you let them off the hook, so they're going to feel good about you, right? Probably, unless you pushed them really hard and they got pissed at you. But either way, they're going to have some kind of emotional trigger, some kind of emotional attachment to you. And if you can relax them and get the sales cycle started again, you steer them back onto the road. Now we're on the road again. We're driving on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. People are going to tell you that it's money, resources, existing commitments, right? They've already got a contract for something that they've already bought that's related to what you have. Or authority issues, lack of decision-making power. Don't even fuck around with that. That is something that you should qualify right out of the gate. Are you the sole decision maker? Are you going to have to talk to somebody else? If so, then you need to leave and you need to come back with them. Or I need to leave and come back when they're fucking here. Because if you can't buy it, if you can't make the decision, if you have no credit and your mama's going to have to co-sign for you, why am I talking to you right now? I'm not even going to give you a price. Bring your mama back. She's the one with the credit. Or, you know what I mean, let me run your credit and just jack that shit all up. Or, I'm selling air conditioners. You're not the owner of the house. Why am I even here? You know what I mean? So get that out of the way. And then L, lack of need or perceived value. That's your job in pitching, right? Existing commitments, that can be uncovered in qualifying as well. And the money thing, you can't really, but in qualifying, yeah, you actually can. Like, how much are you working with in the market right now? Just ballpark. How much are you looking to invest if you're doing investments? Like, what do you got? What do you make? What you should ask them what they do for a living. That's easy. That's the easiest fucking one. You can just tell them, well, I'm a sleazy salesman. And just make a joke like, I'm a sleazy salesman. So, what do you do? And then leverage your second pitch. Like I said, after the first reel. Emphasize your strengths, best selling points. Address any concerns or objections raised during the first pitch. Any of those little complaints and bullshits that they had, hit them again, nail them again. Reinforce the value proposition for your product, service, concrete examples, and data, like we said, referrals. And then if they hit you again, hit them with a third fucking pitch. Loop them again. Yeah, I hear you. But you do like it, right? You like that. I mean, are you even interested in it? Are you even interested in a new car? I mean, your car looks okay, I guess. Is it even drivable? You really need a third car, but hey, let's do the third round, right? Yeah, I am interested in a car. I do want a car. It's just that the price is too high. Yeah, I hear you, and I hear that from a lot of people. And the true value of the vehicle comes in that what you're getting here is not just a vehicle. You get the service that comes along with it. And then you're going again. You're pitching them again. It's third pitch. And you can do this forever. You can do this forever. Just steer them back onto the road just like that. And you can change it up. You can do it different ways. But, then you're doing compelling evidence and testimonials again. But the fact is, they have to believe 100% in you and your product and your company. And for that to be true, they're riding in your vehicle, which means that you have to believe in your product, in yourself, and in your company 100%. And you have to be able to tell them, you mean to tell me if you were already successful, you wouldn't come back for more? Like, future pace them. Say, like, you in the future, you're gonna be like so happy, you like paint a picture of them with it, like 6 months from now, you're gonna be so satisfied, this and that, blah, blah, yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm clairvoyant. I can see the future. That's your future if you go with this right now today. I can almost guarantee it. Can't you see it? Can't you see it? Can you smell it? You know what I mean? Get them there. Get them engaged. Really engage all their emotions. Smells. Have them smelling stuff. Have them at a barbecue. You know what I mean? Tell a whole story about them having your product and having people tell them how smart they are for having it. Wow, that was a really smart decision that you made that. You know what I mean? And then, of course, demonstrate their return on investment, their money, the cost savings. You know what I mean? The cost versus value. You can even ask them, is price the most important thing, or is quality the most important thing? And they're going to say, well, I don't really know, because if you say cost, if you say price is the most important thing, then that pretty much, they're saying that they don't care about the quality, and no asshole doesn't care about the quality, right? But if quality is all that's important, now they're telling you that the price isn't important, and the price is very fucking important. So they're stuck in the middle, and you hit them with that cognitive dissonance for a second, let them think about it for a second, and then you say the truth is that neither of those is the most important. The most important thing is going to be the value, and that is the return that you get, like a return on an investment from what it is. So you want, the lowest cost for the highest quality, and that is going to give you the highest value, right? And so ask for their commitment directly to move forward with the purchase. Ask for it first if you want to. If you're being nice. You know what I mean? If it's an old lady, ask for it, right? But always be closing, right? Look for opportunities to, keep steering them back onto the road, right? Trial closes and things like that. You're going to need to say things like, I would love that. Would you love to have that in your home? Would you love to have that? Would you love to drive that? Whatever it is that you're selling. Would you love this insurance? Isn't that great insurance? It's really cheap and it covers you and your whole family, right? In assumptive language, you're gonna paint the picture. When you're delivering, you're gonna say, "This is gonna be your new car. This is your new car. It's got a leather interior. You're gonna see your back seat is this, and your new air conditioning. Your house is gonna be blah blah." You're saying it as if they've already bought it, and they already have it. You're giving them ownership, and you're referring to it as their car, their air conditioner, their windows, their insurance. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? Their cheeseburger, your cheeseburger, like your experience, if you're a server, your experience is going to be amazing, you know what I mean? Use assumptive language, and, depending on the kind of restaurant you're in, ask the management if you can assume the sale on drinks and just bring alcoholic drinks to people. That is just something that a lot of places are missing, but if you've got money like that and you're in that kind of place, like a nicer place, I'm just going to keep making them to you and bringing them to you. And when you don't want the last one, then we'll just take it off your check. You know what I mean? But until you tell me to stop them, we'll keep bringing them. And I'm going to just assume the sale for you, for a customer. You know what I mean? And then you're going to make a direct command. After you pussyfoot around a while and you steer them back onto the road a little bit, steer them back onto the road. You're going to put them in the center lane. You're gonna have them boxed in on both sides. Semi-truck on the right, semi-truck on the left, and they're stuck in the middle lane between their emotions and their logic, and they can't go anywhere but drive with you to the close. And you're gonna tell them to go get their driver's license, or you're gonna tell them sign here, but you're gonna give a direct command for the close. And you're gonna see a lot of those in the sales grimoire when you get that book. Because by now you see the value of increasing your sales and persuasion skills. It's going to lead to just a better life and a better ability to communicate. Communication equals wealth. So it's important to communicate well. And, people of influence, you want to be a person of influence. If you're wanting to be a salesperson, or even if you're not, if you're just wanting to increase your skills of persuasion and sales, then people of influence, we don't ask, we tell. You tell your kids what to do. Teachers tell students. You know what I mean? And when you know what's best for somebody, you tell them what to do. And that is what the situation needs to be for you as a salesperson. You need to be able to say ethically, this is the best product that I can bring to you, and it's going to give you the best return. It's going to be the best thing that it needs to be the only option. You need to be comfortable saying, like, this is not an option, but this is the only option for you and for everybody, as far as I'm concerned, right? And the follow-up, if it ends, you just loop them back. You know what I mean? Steer them back into the center lane again, by just following up with them. Maintain communication after the sale, right? Even if they do buy, get them back in the lane with you again. Get them back in your car. Get them back in your mind, and get them steering again, and painting that picture again. Is it everything that I said it would be? Yes, it is. You're always cultivating. ABC, always be cultivating relationships, right? So even after the sale is closed, cross-sell, upsell, referral. Periodically reassess the customer's needs and offer additional products, right? Look for ways to add value to the customer's experience by recommending upgrades that enhance their satisfaction and loyalty, right? And then referral generation, this is your big money. Look at that, right? Encourage, always be collecting new referrals. So if they're a satisfied customer, that's the best thing you can do. There are companies that have been around for decades. I know a company that's been around for 55 years, has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. You'd never heard of them. There's a million companies like that, and it's because they work on referral only. They don't advertise on TV or radio. They just been around. They just do their thing. Wood Fruitiker, Windows USA, two companies very, very respected in their industry, but you just wouldn't hear about them. So, actively get referrals from happy customers, generate new leads. All right, this week, you are going to be reading Limitless from Jim Quick, an amazing book about your memory. You need to memorize facts and figures and product knowledge. You need to memorize someone's name. You need to be able to remember it quickly. Jim Quick will help you with that and all of that. And guess what? I've read his book. So I already know all those tricks, and honestly, I'm going to share them with you when you upgrade to the Autobahn sales lessons. You are going to be learning some awesome memory skills and things like that too. So you can sidestep the book. I mean, I can't give you everything that's in the book. There's some great stuff, but all of the gems that I found in it, I'm going to be letting you in on the ground floor of that, but I'll have to see you on the Autobahn. But, He's the one that I got. If you knew how powerful your mind was, you'd never let any words cross your lips that you didn't want to come true. I saw him at Peak Partnership Conference, this last month. Saw him speak live, or was it 2 months ago? It was like a month ago. But absolutely amazing guy. If you ever get the opportunity to see him speak or take one of his courses, I highly recommend it. So, practice asking for the close. Exercise number 1: ask for the sale as many ways as you can and make the asking price of your PSI twice the normal retail price. Inflate the price. Inflate the PSI. Inflate it. But seriously, get comfortable asking for business at that price point. You should be comfortable telling somebody that your product costs twice as much as it costs in real life, because guess what? When you get in a real life situation and you give them that price and you're used to saying double, you're going to have so much confidence in the price of your product delivering it at that point. Like, normally it's $6,000, but it's, you get comfortable saying 12, and then when you go to present it to somebody, you're like, you can get it for only $6,000. It's amazing. That's another one of those lines, like only. You've got to say, like, oh, it's only $5,000 and you'll only be paying this much, Like, only is a great one to use, when you're talking about dollars. And then make sure to phrase your close as a request, practice requesting and then practice commanding. And then read the sales grimoire and all the spells in there, and, you won't have to come up with these on your own. Role play with someone. Have them give you real objections, right? That was, money, which is, resources, existing contracts, commitments and things like that. A is authority. They don't have the authority to make the decision. Or, L, which was, they're just lazy. No, I can't remember what L is. But no, most of these can be, qualified out with qualifying, and then you don't have to waste your time with the person. Don't waste your time with unqualified people. Move on. You've got your time is valuable, and so is theirs. So just keep it moving. Practice with that. Practice people giving you an objection and saying, "I hear you," but do you like it? Just keep it moving again. The beauty of it, the value of it, the important thing to remember in this situation is that you're doomed without my product. You're gonna be absolutely doomed. Deflect objections as well as meeting the objections head on. Write down any eureka moments you might have, like, oh yeah, that's how I should say that, or this was what this is how I should phrase that when I talk to people. Write down some real objections to your PSI. Write down one left and one right, and rebuttals for each one. Something that would be an emotional thing for them, and something that would be more of a logical thing for them. It's logical that I should wait. Like, oh, I just feel like I should wait. Isn't that funny? It's a feeling. I think I should, or I feel I should, and that's why people are screwed up. People think that their feelings are their beliefs. You know what I mean? Oh, I feel like people shouldn't steal from each other. No, that's a belief. Your feeling comes from your belief, and your beliefs can be changed regardless of what people think, but they think that their feelings are just permanent, and it's really sad. But guess what? Next week, you guys are getting the bonus lessons, off-time efforts for on-time pay. We're going to have that next week, but this concludes week 6 of the Canter Lane Sales. I hope that you have had as much, planted into your brain from all this as as could be in the time that I've put it together. And this is very basic stuff. This is an intro course for anybody interested in getting into sales, or anybody that's in sales that hasn't been in for too long. Personally, I'm 35 years old, but my parents were salespeople, and you probably know a bit about my story if you're here to begin with. But just know that I've got your back, and the community's got your back. If you want to message us any questions about any of this, man, I'm fading fast. But yeah, thanks again, and we'll see you next week.